I'm re-recording this meditation on the Brahma Kumaris, which I've had for a good decade.
Traveler, the 7 keys of enlightenment. The jewel. The traveler is the diamond spark, the soul. The traveler is the jewel between the eyes. The traveler is you. The satisfactions of the body distract the mind, like the glittered setting that holds the counterfeit gem. Accumulation, like the jeweler's box, protects, with walls that have no doors or windows. Profit and excess hide the path, like the velvet cloth covers the diamond. And the traveler goes in fear of thieves and robbers. The traveler, the diamond spark, the soul, stands alone. Therefore, the wise traveler becomes the sage, only holding on to what is permanent.
The 3 aspects of the soul. The first aspect. To walk the highest path, the wise traveler carries little and holds close the 3 aspects. The traveler spins with dreams of destiny, storms of desire, and sweet winds of memory, color, thought. He calls this mind. This is the first aspect.
The second aspect. The vibrant colors of thought blur vision, hiding true and false alike. Among the traveler's possessions is discernment. Seeing clearly, the sage decides. He lets go of this and chooses that. He calls this intellect. This is the second aspect. The third aspect. Every act etches the soul, like a printer's block on cloth. Repeated once, a tendency is born. Twice more, and habit becomes nature. He calls this sanskara. This is the third aspect. Sanskaras beget thoughts. Thoughts beget actions.
Actions beget sanskaras.
These 3 aspects make up the soul. 1 in 3, and 3 in 1. Holding clear the 3 aspects, the sage has the power to choose. Thus is character created. Character gives birth to destiny. The never-ending. as old as time, holding everything, encrypted secrets, eternally alive, losing nothing, revealing and concealing as life demands. All the times of all your lives encoded for eternity, your stories permanently written, yet all your journeys seeming new. Invisible, invincible, infinitesimal, eternal. You, the traveler. You, the eternal. You, the soul. Here. You, the traveler.
You, the traveler. You, the eternal. You, the soul. Here,
The traveler.
you, the traveler. You, the eternal. You, the soul.
You, the traveler.
You, the traveler. You, the eternal. You, the soul. Here,
The soul. Here.
the companion. The wise traveler walks alone, for the path to the top of the mountain is narrow. There is room only for two, and the other is truth. Truth is the companion faithful through time, and so the wise traveler never fears solitude. And you are the traveler, unique and undivided, never absorbed. For the path may run alongside another for a while, a journey sometimes shared, but the only companion permanent through time is truth. Like it or not, we stand alone, so we might as well like it. And the wise traveler keeps the Lord of Truth like a jewel in the heart, the guarantee that solitude is never empty.
Unrestricted gift. Unknown masters shroud riddle in mystery. Occult codes revealed only to a few among the initiates. The Lord of Truth uncovers secrets and offers them to his children. Unrestricted gift. The Lord of Time never keeps the jewels for himself. With ultimate proof of love, the Lord of Light puts the children ahead of himself. Always.
The 7 keys of enlightenment. And the Lord of Light gives you the 7 keys. The first is the jewel between the eyes. Without this key, no door will open. With it, the journey begins. The journey begun, the traveler chooses direction. Right direction brings light. One who journeys in the dark is beset by enemies.
The second key. And the Lord of Light makes himself known. He is the Lord of Light, and you are his children. You are the children, and he is the father, and he is the mother. This is the second of the keys of enlightenment. Illusion comes like a thief. Therefore, the wise traveler remains watchful and keeps the keys safe in his heart. Father, And the Lord of Light says, like you, I am light, O traveler, an infinitesimal spark. Yet, unearthly, I am free of karma, bodiless and pure, eternally powerful. And the Lord of Truth says, stand and follow, O traveler. Let blind worship end and kneeling finish. They are not the way. And the Lord of Love says, know and accept, O traveler, as you were, as you are, as you will be. I will always love you. Know me as I am. I am the Lord, your Father. You are my children, and you sit on the throne of my heart. His greatest gift. His greatest gift is freedom. And freedom has many faces. The first is the story of eternity and the never-ending soul. Finishing the fear of dying for those who understand. That is freedom. The second is the truth of destiny. No feared and endless trap. The choices are always ours. Fate is designed by our own hands. Each traveler writing his own story. That is freedom.
When the traveler feels no sorrow, the comforter of hearts is not needed. When the dawn has come, no one calls out to the Lord of Light. And when all things are upright, the Lord of Truth is forgotten. We forget him, and this too is freedom.
In his name, Yahweh, Almighty Authority,
Beloved Father,
Incorporeal One, Eternally Pure,
Ocean of Knowledge,
Allah, Lord of Immortality,
Ashupatinath,
Lord of Life, Lord of the Gita,
Lord of the Innocent,
Granter of Salvation, Supreme Guide,
Jehovah,
Ocean of Love, Aladdin,
Bestower of Peace,
Giver of Happiness, Eternal Mother,
Shiva,
Father of Christ, Father of Buddha,
Father of Shankaracharya,
Father of Abraham, Father of Brahma,
Father of Muhammad,
Father of all. One God,
one God,
one God, one God.
one God.
One God. Know me. You do not need to bend time to find me. It is all easier than you have been told. You do not need to comprehend the curve of space or bleed your knees with worship. Simply change your consciousness. Know yourself. Know yourself. You are the jewel between your own eyes. Know this and come. The sage is guided by what he feels and not by what he sees. Come and know me with your mind. Without leaving home. Minds travel faster than light. Without leaving home, the traveler conjures the past and imagines the future. The sage, careful of his destination, travels soundlessly to a dimension outside of time. Golden, red, light. Here, union happens. It is this that purifies. It is here the traveler becomes the sage. Father and child. Union of silence. This is yoga.
Connection. Avyakt. Ancient word. Not manifest. Eternal, light, and incorporeal. These three are the forms of God. And the soul is not manifest. It is eternal, light, and incorporeal. Stay in this consciousness, then connection is possible. This is the third of the keys of enlightenment.
Relationship. You, the incorporeal, with your incorporeal father. Relationship. When the traveler is in distant lands, he learns new language. One who does not learn the language does not know the people. In deepest silence, the traveler learns the language of God. See in silence, just for a moment, just where you are. Let your thoughts slip into silence. Be still. All the things of the world continue. Everything is seed and birth, growth and death. Everything returns to its beginning. The point of return is stillness. This is unchanging, eternal. To see this eternity is wisdom. To see this eternity frees the mind. A free mind brings understanding. Understanding, you transcend all things. Transcending all, you will be your true self, your eternal self. The body dies. The soul will never pass away. The body dies. The soul will never pass away.
The return begins. Many parts have been played. Many lives have been lived. The traveler and the earth are tired. Purity tarnished and truth forgotten. Intricate chaos rules the kingdom. But the traveler has listened and heard the voice of time. Joining his mind with the Father, the return begins. Remember God, and purity will return. Remember God, and power is regained.
Remember God, and the world is recreated. Remembering God is yoga. It's really simple. Just remember God.
The law. The wise traveler walks carefully and harms nothing with his passing. His giving and his taking are equal. Thus his future is without harm. But the sage looks deeper than a future with no harm. He plants flowers where he walks and gives more than he takes. For the law of karma is the fourth key. And holding the key, the sage creates a good home and great fortune.
Walk in safety. Charity, morality, and law change from country to country. Wisdom and foolishness trade places birth to birth, shifting with time. Not speaking the language, the traveler breaks the law. The sage only follows what is eternally true. And finding the footprints of the perfect guide, the wise traveler sets his feet there. The sage walks in safety, and no law is broken. According to time. The Lord of Time, seeing everything, punishes no one. It is time itself that holds justice, and justice happens according to time. But the traveler, seeing his crops fail, does not see his tomorrows or remember his yesterdays. His other stories are hidden in the cycle of time, wearing bodies unfamiliar and names he does not remember. For the traveler in time carries his debts and his gifts through birth upon birth. Dispassionate justice is birthright. The map is not the journey. Having a map is a definite advantage, but anyone can find a map sometime between birth and death, and between the knowing and the doing lies a world. The map is nothing without the journey, and the journey belongs to the traveler. Therefore, the wise traveler walks his way with care, for God is not responsible. Justice. The sage keeps his temper sweet, his vision pure, his behavior honorable, for everything brings its own reward. Children and hurricanes, rainbows and dying, are the laws of nature, the laws of time, the acts of man. And God is not responsible.
The first act of God. The traveler gains, and the traveler loses. Victory and defeat are both his parts. Harm and oppression, wealth and success, each is earned, neither given. For God is not responsible. Eternal goodness can never harm. Eternal love will not let us kneel. Eternal truth reveals the way. He is the teacher, and he is the guide. For this, he is responsible. And he loves you. He loves you. He loves you. This is the first act of God.
Through time itself. The journey is through time itself. Birth to death and birth again. Never-ending journey. Black to white, man to woman. Ever-changing costume.
And the time of the earth runs in a cycle, always turning, never ending. With no ceasing, time turns, carrying with it the sage and the traveler.
And even the Lord of Time. The cycle of time is the fifth key. The lives of the traveler and the lives of the sage begin in a golden age, when the journey is gentle, unrolling like silk, when meeting is sweet, and farewell holds no sorrow, when peace is the color of every life, and joy is as natural as breathing. But time turns the cycle like a magician, changing gold to silver, copper to iron.
The traveler asked about time, and the answer came.
This is the time of great warriors, and the wheels of their wagons crush many small things. This is the time of the quickening, the time of the confluence of iron and gold, as the cycle turns, beginning again.
At the right time. Setting forth on the journey, the traveler stops in his old village. Accepting congratulations, he listens to advice and waits for spring. Although rain wets the road and winter is coming, the sage sets out at once, his old village forgotten. He carries the map near his heart. The journey and the time are bound together. Action at the right time separates the traveler from the sage.
The journey. As he walked, the traveler came upon other wayfarers moving in the same direction. One, at the side of the road, drew circles in the dirt and chanted a strange name.
Him magic, promising to make him great. The temple has 1,000 steps, said a voice. Climb them on your knees. There is enlightenment on the path of suffering. Walk among the poor, said another. Bandage wounds and feed hunger, for the path of charity brings fulfillment. Walk in the jungle, said a sannyasi. Leave your wife and children. Keep yourself from people, and temptation will not spoil your path. The path of isolation brings attainment. Seeing the crossroads, the traveler thought carefully of the time he had been given. Watchful. Satisfactions of the body bring sleep. The traveler forgets the journey. Weeds cover the path as he sleeps. Waking at last, he finds the path hidden. Splendor for the eyes like magnificent wrappings endlessly feeds desire. Accumulation and profit weigh too much to carry. The satisfactions of the body and the splendors for the eyes, the accumulation and the profit are stolen or broken or left by the side of the road. Therefore the wise traveler sleeps watchfully and travels light. There was thunder on the path, but the quickening brought with it storms and rainbows, rocks and flowers, sages and fools. The hour was late, and the sky was darkening, and fearful of wasting his days, the traveler waited in stillness for the Lord of Time to speak, and the voice came. This is the time when you can become like a diamond. This is the time of the confluence. This is the time of the highest pilgrimage. Only one path will take you there. Recognizing the time is the sixth key. Stay in your home. Stay with your people. While hearing the voices and seeing the paths, hold tight to the sixth key. The path you must travel is the path of remembrance, the path between you and me. This is the last pilgrimage, and this is the most important. The 8 powers. Power over others is force. Power over the self is wisdom. Therefore, the wise traveler chooses carefully and considers everything in the light of the Lord of Light.
The first power is to focus, to pack up that which is gone, and leave aside that which is to come. Thus, the sage reclaims control of his mind.
Deep in consciousness of the soul, the sage plants the roots of his mind. Like a tree that can bend with the wind, the sage tolerates everything and remains unshaken. This is the second power.
No door is shut by the Lord of Love. Following the teacher, the sage accommodates all differences, never allowing them to make a difference. This is the third power.
Tricks and illusions are everywhere, and a deluge of words can drown the path. The sage discriminates, finding the diamond among the counterfeit, and the fourth of the powers is his.
Seeing his own actions as clearly as he sees his brother's, the sage never lets desire influence decision. Accurate judgment is the fifth of the powers.
Even the wise traveler is beset by obstacles. The sage faces the boulder on the road and the weakness within with the same courage. Facing with courage is the sixth of the powers.
Creating alliance, the sage helps his companions. Two can do what one cannot. Cooperating in all things, he gives honor to his companions. To cooperate is the seventh power.
When folly begins, thieves rule. The sage, unaffected, withdraws. To withdraw with no blame is wisdom. This is the eighth of the great powers.
A seeker comes. A seeker, hearing in the marketplace about the traveler, came to see him. Giving the seeker lodging and filling his bowl, the traveler told him of the map and the keys and the Lord of Light.
Waking in the morning, the seeker found himself alone. But his bowl had been filled, and the traveler's map lay near his hand. In the morning light, the traveler picked wild apples and thought about the 6 keys.
Where was the lock to turn? Where was the door to open?
And the Lord of Light whispered, "The lock is the lock of your mind. The door is the door to the future. Both have opened wide. You have given your map to the seeker, and you have filled his bowl. In the giving itself lies the 7th key. Thus the traveler becomes the sage.
And the Lord of Light smiled. And God speaks. My love for every child is equal. Each one of you has the same chance. You can be my right hand in the regeneration of the world. Everything is possible when you know me.
Speaks. Let the knowledge I teach be one of your wings. Yoga with me will be the other. This is the truth hidden within all the memories of angels. Come to me in yoga and renew your power, O soul, my child.
And God speaks. Let your love for the Father give you the power to change. Let the Father's love for you give you the courage. Learn again the qualities that made your world paradise.